Welcome.
Welcome.
Once again, always got to say it twice.
Say it again.
Welcome.
Welcome.
To date night with the Crafts.
It is our anniversary.
It's our anniversary.
Make sure you say that, please.
It's our anniversary.
What year is it?
Oh, my God. 22.
I'm sorry.
22.
You've been stuck with me for 22 years.
I ain't been stuck with you. We've been stuck with each other.
Well, we have been stuck with each other.
Because we have a codependent relationship.
I think you have a codependent relationship. I think that I'm pretty sound on this, but you know.
Okay, but once again, welcome to Date Night
Welcome.
with the Crafts.
Yes.
I am Justin Kraft.
Yes.
And this is my beautiful, lovely, I have to announce it this way. It is Kiara Kraft.
Okay.
The House of Kraft. First of her name, the Unburnt.
Oh, I get a Khaleesi introduction.
Exactly.
Yes.
The Queen of the North Side. The first of niggas. The breaker of bundles. And the mother of Gabriel and Amaya. That is her. My co-host, my beautiful wife, Kiara
Thank
Kraft.
you, baby. I appreciate it.
Right.
Thank y'all for joining us today on our second episode of Date Night with the Crafts. And again, today is our anniversary, celebrating 22 years.
22 years.
You know what? My friend Belinda. We talked once about
Hi, Belinda.
About about the proposal and all of that type of stuff. And we're not gonna stay on it, but I think it's a pretty interesting story about
the fact that, okay, let me just get it out there right now,
ahead.
just so you know. It's the fact that Kiara proposed to me.
I did.
Kiara
I did.
proposed to me.
You know, a lot of women, they wait. I'm not one who do that. I know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom and I had a conversation, and I stepped to you, and I'm like, hey, what do you think about getting married?
This is a weird thing. I don't know why you brought this up right now, but
Because it's our anniversary.
I know. So we're gonna have a few minutes. We're gonna talk about the whole thing. Okay, but yeah. You did approach me.
I did.
And at the time, I was already thinking marriage, but that was kind of different. And here's, in a sense, I just want to say this, that, and I know we're gonna get into this. I know these shows are somewhat constructed, but then a lot of times there's rants and tangents, and
we are all rant and tangent.
Yeah, we all rant and fucking tangent from top to bottom, right? But yeah, a lot of people, if I was to go on any social media platform and then talk about a woman proposing, man, they try to lynch me.
They would.
They try to lynch me.
You get railroaded.
And I'm like, well, why? Because in this day and age, if you have we try to have this equality with the sexes.
Yeah, we do.
I think that it's okay for a woman to say, hey, look, I want to marry you. Let's get married. And
yeah. Now, I didn't get down on one knee.
I know you didn't get down on one knee. Of course, I wouldn't expect you to do no shit like that, but.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
But I posed the question. I popped it, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, I popped that. But anyway, I popped the question, and then you were like, yeah, and then we went along with it. And, and we didn't have, the big wedding, or we went to the justice of the court.
Okay, hold on.
Justice of the peace.
Right, yeah, and I was talking to a guy about that I was working with recently, and he was telling me about his wedding, and he was telling me about everything that went into it, and how he had friends that had $3 and $4 million weddings in Vegas, where they had to fly in, people from Cirque du Soleil and elephants from Africa and all this shit, and I'm like, okay, but. How long
did the marriage even last?
A lot of them
don't last.
He didn't tell me if that one ended, but he told me it wasn't all that.
Yeah.
But of course they had this big spectacular thing. And I just want to say that we concentrated more on the marriage.
Yeah, because we wanted to be together. So it wasn't a matter of, me in the white dress, me with the big ring. I think I had the same ring, this little ring that we got from the mall.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know where I got that shit from?
Where?
Sharpstown. Yep, I went to Sharpstown Mall and went there, and had the little Arabic guy in the front on the counter to the side when you walk in on the left. Yep, that's where we got it from.
Yeah, and then you came home and you got down on one knee and you were so fucking drunk.
Yeah.
That I thought you were dying. And I'm thinking to myself, did he get this drunk because he was afraid of marrying? Well, we'd already been married at this point. This was just, we got married without the formality of it.
Yeah, the formality of it. Well, yeah, that was because I was excited, and I was listening to Tupac all day.
Oh, okay.
And you know, so yeah, we got some Alizé. You know, we had a little.
Alizé was your drink back then.
Alizé was the drink in the '90s, man.
It was.
I'm showing my age again.
Yeah, don't bring that up no more.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But anyway,
Right.
I would just wanted to say that you don't have to have this huge this huge ring, this big elaborate proposal. You don't have to have all of that to get to 22 years. I would say that getting to 22 years is a success. And we have gotten there without all of that. You know, tradition is what it is. I'm not knocking anybody that goes through all of that.
Right.
You know, because sometimes, you know, those gestures are genuine. And then sometimes those gestures are just for likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a story.
Yeah.
It's a story that people put up. And another thing is, too, I know people from back in the day, they got loans.
Student loans.
Student loans? I don't know what fucking loans, but they got loans to have these weddings.
Yeah.
And got divorced and had to pay
back these
years.
loans.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years after the divorce for the wedding.
Yeah.
And I think to me, that's just a telltale sign of what you shouldn't do.
Yeah, because at that point, it's like, well, who are you doing this for?
Exactly. Who are you doing it for?
Yeah, because well, marriage doesn't take all of that.
It doesn't.
Making a decision to be with somebody doesn't take all of that.
It doesn't.
So if it takes all of that, then most often than not, this is not something that you're doing for yourself or for your partner. This is something that you're doing for everybody else. And if you get married for everybody else, the likelihood, the chances of that shit lasting are very slim.
And that's the thing too. And what I'm finding, and man, like I said, I can go on this one for hours. Okay, but it's society.
Yeah.
You know, you looking at other people doing this, and you're like, oh man, I need this, I need that. And then it's the whole keeping up with the Joneses thing, because you have other people that compete with you.
Yeah.
And then they want to have the bigger wedding than you. They want to have this more spectacular thing than you. And it's like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
And what matters is you and that person. And what matters is the connection to you and that person.
That's right.
And loving each other where you're at now.
Yeah.
You know, all that other shit is a waste of time.
Now, when you say loving yourself or loving your partner where they are, what do you mean by that?
Loving people for who they are.
Not for who they could be or for
Not
the potential.
Nah. Potential will fuck you up. Let me tell you this right now. Is this the right camera? Is this the right camera? No, this is the right camera right here, right? Yeah. Potential will fuck you up.
It will.
Potential will always.
Banking on somebody's potential.
Yeah. It will always, because when you put these insane expectations on somebody, it is always going to be a letdown.
It is.
It's always going to be a letdown, because you can get up in the morning and look at your person and be like, man, this man, she's going to be everything, and she's going to do this, she's going to do that, and it's going to blah, 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 and all this, and then she doesn't do it. But I think it's more so bigger on men than it is women.
It
know,
is.
Men are, expected to do a lot, and which is.
But the thing is, because when men propose, you're proposing. Think about that, the word proposing. What are you proposing to do? And most men are proposing to provide you with a certain lifestyle. They're proposing to take care of you. A man is proposing all of these things so that when we get to the, to the yes or the no, our decision is, do I believe that this man can do these things?
Right.
That's what we're saying yes to.
Right.
We're saying yes to the proposal. The proposal of marriage is saying, Kiara, I understand what you want in life.
Right.
I'm going to be the person to help that life, to materialize those things, to help that life become a reality for you.
Right.
So am I wrong as a woman to hold you to it?
No, not at all.
But it is my responsibility to make sure that you are who you say you are, to vet you enough and understand if you're qualified enough to be the person that I need for you to be and the person that you're proposing to be.
And that's important, because you're going to find a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know how to explain this in layman's terms, or if it can any terms anyway, but it's just the fact of people don't know how to make that connection to where they can spark that growth within that person.
Yeah.
A lot of times they kind of walk in the door, they go, okay, we're married, I'm here. They wind you up. Okay, now you go off and do your thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
And they just kind of hope for the best. And I'm like,
but they don't
that's
know.
a blind investment.
They don't know how to. Yeah, they don't know how to invest into a person.
Yeah, they
But
don't.
see, that's the thing, though. Evolution is required within a marriage. Like some people think that once they say I do, that's it. Life begins to be happy. Everybody, is satisfied. Everybody just, lives in bliss. But no, that's the start of it. Marriage, I wouldn't even say marriage is the start of it. Marriage is just the agreement.
Yeah.
That's saying, do you want to do life? Yeah, I want to do life. Okay, well, let's walk in that direction.
Exactly.
But now once you start walking in that direction, there's so much more, that comes along with it that you can't really prepare for because you don't know what life is going to throw at you and at your partner.
Nope. It is completely unpredictable.
Yeah.
And that, again, going back to the expectations, that's why you have to be completely open.
Yeah. You have to be flexible.
You have to be flexible, and you got to be honest, man.
You got to be honest.
There's so many people that just, and then we're going to get into this again because this is always an ongoing discussion where we talk about how people vet people.
Yeah.
How people get to know somebody. How do you know this is the right person? How you know it's the wrong person? We don't have the answer.
I do.
Kiara claims she has a motherfucking answer. But I'm saying, but
no, it's very simple.
Right.
Can I be myself with you?
Yeah.
Will you allow me to be 100% of me without judging me, without trying to change me, without guilt tripping me and making me feel like I'm a bad person? Like a lot of the times people use the biblical text, and I'm not shaming any Christian or any, because I believe in Jesus. But I believe in Jesus. I love God,
Right.
So that is never, my intention. But people only want to build on the good. Like, he's a God-fearing man. She's a God-fearing woman. And that's all good and dandy.
Right.
But what about when them demons come out?
Exactly.
Can you deal with their demons? Are y'all demons compatible? Because that's typically the shit that's going to keep you together. Are the bad things. So
man.
can I unload my bad baggage? And once they see all of who I am,
then be like,
then I know if you really love me.
You're good.
Yeah, you can't just love me because people start talking about, well, why do you love me? And they name all the good shit, right?
Yeah.
Well, you a good person, you go out of your way, you blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can love a good person.
Yeah, that's actually very easy, and that's what people sell because once again they're scared.
Yeah.
And in being with someone that you vetted out, that you have that connection with, you have to have a level of vulnerability.
You do.
And
when you say vulnerability, what do you mean by that? What is being vulnerable?
And being able to tell someone exactly who you are and take your mask off.
Yes, it's taking a
mask the fuck off because people don't do that.
No.
I'm telling you right now.
Not even in their marriages.
Not even in their marriages. Even people that I know, been knowing for years, day to day, we hang out, we get drunk together, do all types of other shit together. They still wear a mask.
Yeah, they do.
Because eventually, years later, they come out and go, well, I'm into this shit.
That's
I do that.
For me, like, and the funny thing is, at 19, you being 20, I asked you to marry me, and we took that path.
Took that leap.
But the thing is, I never believed in marriage. I always felt like marriage was a sham and that it wasn't going to be for me.
Who the fuck ever saw a good marriage?
I've never seen a good marriage.
Okay, when I was growing up, and I'm having a real moment right here, right? I'm having a real moment. My mom is gone. Everybody knows me personally. My mom died last year, but my mom was in every relationship my mom was in was bad. I see my mom get
was married
knocked out
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen motherfuckers, do some crazy shit to my mother, you know? And so growing up, I was always like, damn, is this how this shit always is? Because actually, I didn't know anybody that had a successful relationship.
Me either.
And keep in mind, and here goes another part. This shit ain't even about black folks. Because people who fucking know me, I grew up around nothing but white people. I grew up around nothing but white people. So to let you know, it's not a culture thing, it's a fucking human thing.
It is a human thing.
And so, people always look at, well, black people this and that and all that bullshit. Nah, I grew up around a number of white people and all the motherfuckers was divorced and miserable and they were all fighting and going to jail together for fighting each other on the weekend. So just to let you know that shit happens on both sides of the fence.
It does. You know what? I think that's the interesting thing about our dynamic is because I had a very black experience.
It was very black.
A very black
That shit was really black.
Shut up. I had a black experience. You had a white experience.
Right.
But it's being able to blend those two experiences together. You know what? I think that if you weren't as diverse and you weren't as layered as you are, I don't know if you would have been able to hold my attention for as long as
you know. Kiara always says this shit like
it's
all the time.
truth.
She always goes into these
get bored
these
very
tangents where she
quickly.
goes, you know, if you just didn't have this one little fucking trait, probably would have fucking ghosted you. You know,
I would have. I would have. But you keep changing, and you crazy as fuck, and that
I'm a
shit
Gemini.
is exciting. You are a Gemini.
I'm a Gemini.
So, isn't it Gemini season
It's
right
Gemini
now?
season, so like whatever it is, my moon is in Gatorade and whatever else fuck it is. Yeah, so all that shit's happening right now. I don't know about any of that shit. I know it's some type of magical shit, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
but
I'm more into that than you are.
I know.
But the shit is real and it's true. And I don't know. I'm a Sagittarius, and I like the adventure of life, the new experiences. So I think that works for me. Like every time I tell somebody that you are a Gemini, they're like, "Oh, I was at the
Devil's Children."
No, I was
whatever
at the
fuck it
beauty shop. I was getting my hair styled, and we're talking about like our significant others, and we're just talking about how long we've been together. So I'm like, "Well, I'm married to a Gemini," and she turned and said, "How long you been with that crazy motherfucker?" Because her ex was a Gemini.
Right, everybody's ex is a Gemini.
Everybody's exes. But I like my Gemini. I love my Gemini. I mean, I think that your diversity and your constant changing, you know, me feeling like I have to keep getting to know you, you know. I think that's another thing, too, is like, that brings me back to my other topic. With relationships, we were talking about earlier. I'm talking about like
Yeah, because I got way the
evolution.
fuck off. I don't know where I'm at right
Me
now.
either.
You got way off. Like we know. Okay, so,
Yeah,
all right, so bring it back.
Yeah, bringing it back. Bringing
Okay.
it back.
All right, all right,
Relationships,
all right.
knowing who you with, and all that stuff, marrying the right person. What?
No, you go.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was no.
No, I was waiting for you to get back on because we're talking about vetting,
Yeah.
and I was talking about the
We're
experiences
talking about the evolution.
and the evolution.
So
right.
the evolution of being in a relationship, like a lot of the times you're in a relationship with a person, and then the first thing that they say is that you've changed. Well, yeah, you're supposed to change. You're supposed to evolve.
Right.
Being with somebody and expecting them to be the same person you were married to 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 22 years ago is so damn insane to me.
It is.
And I have no idea why people have that expectation
Right.
of consistency in personality, consistency in all of these things. Like, who would want that? That's the most boring shit I
Yeah, I
can
know.
think of.
It's like eating the same fucking thing every day.
Every single day.
You know, and
So
expecting a different result.
So when we were talking about not knowing how in the beginning, not knowing how to nurture somebody and grow them and help them evolve, I think that is, you have to do that, and you have to support your partner's evolution. If you're with somebody and they're growing into a person that you don't like, you know,
right.
you're gonna automatically as a human try to steer them in a direction that you're more comfortable with, or that you said earlier about being fearful, that you're less afraid of.
Right.
But you hinder that person from being 100% who they are. And I think
correct.
that's where being vulnerable too.
Right. Oh,
It's
that's
not-
where we're at. We're about vulnerability. I think that's where
I'm
yeah,
back.
see?
I'm
Yeah,
back.
we circled
Right?
back
So
around.
being
Yeah.
vulnerable is not about you taking off your mask. Being vulnerable is trusting your partner, your spouse, to be able to evolve and to become more of who they are without feeling the need to judge them and crush them and to make them into something
Right.
that you're comfortable with.
Right. Exactly.
That takes a lot of faith and vulnerability too.
Yeah, yeah. It takes a lot to open up to that level, because, like I said, people, they remain closed off, and it's just a way that they guard themselves.
Yeah.
You know, people always walk in with their guard up. But the thing is, I always meet people, and they always go, "I'm having problems in my relationship," or they always talk to me about other stuff, other things that they're having, and then I go, "Okay, let me meet your
person.
spouse. Let me
Yeah.
meet your other person." And I mean, it's a 5-minute conversation, and I go right back to them and go, "Yeah, that shit ain't gonna go anywhere." And I've had people get really upset with me before.
Yeah.
They're like, "Man, what the fuck? You know, da 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 da. You know, you some type of guru?" And like, look, I'm not no fucking guru.
Yeah, but you've been married long enough to know what it takes to remain married.
Right. Yeah. But also too, it's just knowing how to love somebody.
Yeah. How do you love somebody?
Man, that's such a layered, complex ass question and answer. It's being, like I said, it's the part of the vulnerability, right? It's the part of sparking that eternal growth. You know, I've talked about that. I put some on my social media today about that, because people have to understand that it's growth. And when that person gives you the opportunity to grow, and they support your growth, and they you know,
so they grow with you.
They grow with you.
They invest in it. You know,
exactly.
I think that I have invested in every crazy idea you've ever had.
I had a fucking lot of crazy
you
ideas.
have. There was a point you wanted, well, we have the studio, but you wanted the studio. We did the studio.
Mm-hmm.
There was a point. Remember when you wanted to be to direct pornos?
Yeah. At one point in time, in my earlier years, someone had approached me because I do music, right?
Yeah.
So I do scores for movies and shows and all that different stuff and audio engineering. And someone just said, hey, look, I need some audio work and I need some web work. You know, I do pornography and blah, blah, blah. They gave me a check and I was like, well, shit, if the money is like this, I mean, you know, I'm saying I'll do this. And I remember coming home and then trying to, you know, discuss with my wife, like, look, I got this idea. I got this check. We got money coming in. But yeah, it's in the pornography business. So, you know, it was that type of thing.
So like, do you want to do it? And it was like, I think I want to do it. I want to see what that is.
Yeah.
You know, but it's the thing is, and I'm not saying that you have to be willing to accept that kind of shit. You know, I'm open to
some people
a lot
won't,
of shit.
and I understand that.
Yeah, and that's your choice. But I'm saying that that's just an example of me not deciding for you.
Right.
Me not saying, well, that's going to be a deal breaker. People are too quick to decide.
Oh my God.
You know, what a deal breaker is.
Here goes another tangent coming up. Yeah, this fucking deal breaker shit. I think it's stupid because a lot of times the real deal breaker is not what they expect or not what they're looking at, they're kind of thinking about. Mm-hmm. It's always just the basic shit that it's always, you know, just the basic standard shit. You know, I don't want him.
I think the deal breaker is just your reason.
Yeah.
Like you've been looking for a fucker, you got a reason. So now that this is the reason that you've decided to go.
But also too, them deal breakers will keep your ass single forever.
Yeah, they will.
You know, and I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't give a fuck. You know, that's my thing, and I could be single forever. I'm like, yeah, but sometimes you can interject shit into your mind, and it will just put up a wall. Mm-hmm. That'll just stop other people and everything else from you actually reaching a blessing. And I think that's kind of dumb. Yeah. You know, that's just like saying like, I don't want to get on a plane because there's turbulence. I hate turbulence. I fucking hate turbulence.
I know you do.
I hate turbulence with a fucking passion, but I still want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So guess what? I get on a fucking plane and then, you know, like I went to the one and I just went to Vegas and the motherfucker goddamn pop lock and dropped it. Motherfucking did a Millie Rock right there in the middle of fucking in the clouds and shit. And I'm like, okay, you know, I lasted through it, but I wanted to go to my destination. That was more important, you know. And then on the way back, there was no turbulence.
Yeah.
So sometimes you may have to go through a few things or some growth to get to the other side. And I think people just don't want to go through that. They're like, I just don't want to go through it, period, at all. And I'm like, that's just part of life.
Yeah. You're going to go through something. Yeah. And I think that that's really just, that's the theme of this particular show. Mm-hmm. It's like people, so you want to get married.
Right.
You want to have this wedding. You want this big proposal. You want all these likes. You want people to celebrate you and celebrate your love, you know. But once that's over,
then
you know.
What?
Then what? How do you get to 22 years?
Yeah,
how do you get to 30 years? How do you get to 40?
After that wedding, and your ass is sitting in that room.
Looking at that.
And y'all just sitting there looking at each other.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, so
what we do?
I just need to get you pregnant. Then I just go to work.
Get a job.
And then I just get a house. Yeah. And then we just kind of just do this until we die. And that's happiness.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. We've tried it that way. We tried it that way the first 10 years of our marriage.
Yeah, because that dogma of society bullshit.
Yeah, we wanted to do exactly the way. We wanted to follow the blueprint, or at least what we consider to be the blueprint.
And let me tell you something. That fucking blueprint is ancient.
It's broken.
It's ancient. That shit probably from the 30s.
I think it's broken because it's built on lies.
Yeah, it is built on lies.
It's built on the lie that you'll always love them. Mm-hmm. It's built on the lie that you'll never have like real problems as long as you love. It's built on the premise that love is the most important thing. And I will tell you this right now.
Sex is very important.
Sex is very important. But what's most important is having the ability or having that thing in you that will allow you to compromise.
Yeah.
If you want your relationship to work,
yeah,
the way that I have found, the rule, is being a person who is able to compromise.
Yeah.
If you can't compromise, no matter how much you communicate, no matter how brilliant your understanding is,
right,
you'll never move.
No.
You'll never be able to grow and evolve or not together anyway.
And it's important that you grow together.
You'll keep hitting that brick wall. Right. You'll keep coming up to these things that will stop you and will block you.
And compromise doesn't mean
settling.
Yeah, it doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean you're like, oh, I met this motherfucker last week. He punched me in the eye and busted my lip. But you know, he has a steady job. He has a beard and he drives a nice car. So I'm gonna, I ain't talking about that shit. I'm talking about, there's little things here and there of compromising, not necessarily the worst aspect of it. So yeah, definitely. But no, I agree. I agree 100% with everything you stated. I mean, and people need to understand that there's just so many different layers and there's so many different moving mechanisms. Yeah. And I think once you kind of peel back the layers and then you really sit down and look at it and you study it, you'll start to understand it and you'll be able to digest it a little bit better. And you won't have some of the problems that you may be having.
Just make a decision. Yeah. If you want to be together, fucking be together. Yeah. It's not difficult. There is no science. It's deciding to be together, doing what you can to support the life of the person that you're with, and compromising where you can. Yeah. Sometimes you're gonna agree to disagree, and me and you agree to disagree a lot.
All the time.
We are alike, but we are also really different. Yeah. In our upbringings and our philosophies and our religions, we are very different. But we have been able to find a path together. Right. Through compromise, through honesty, through making the decision that this is going to be the relationship that lasts for the duration of our lifetime.
Yeah, and I mean, and like I said, this is a perfect example. And then what I mean by perfect example, I want people to know that it's not us talking down to you or just saying, if you do what we do.
Because we fuck up every day.
Oh, yeah, all the time. Yeah. But we are so fucking opposite, and if we made it work, then a lot of people can make it work. There's definitely hope, so it's just all about, like I said, the compromising, and it's all about the work and the effort and the love.
Yeah, always the love.
You always got to make sure the love is in there somewhere.
The love is in there somewhere. But because it is, the thing is, the love keeps it soft. The love keeps you together. It makes it bearable. Yeah. But it's not the only thing you need. And that's one thing I always want to make sure that I say. It's not enough. Yeah. There's a lot of divorced people who still love each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, love is not enough. There needs to be different things that connect you.
Yeah, you got to be, have to, and one thing I want to do is have a conversation too soon on one of our future shows to talk about compatibility, because people really don't get compatibility, but we got to get out of here.
Yeah, we do. Wow, man, time fucking flies.
Because we having fun, baby.
I know, but this is what we do, though, guys. Yeah. This is what we do. This is what the date night is. Once again, I want to reiterate that it's about the discussions. We're gonna have another one tonight. Yeah. And we
because we're gonna be celebrating our anniversary.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate our anniversary.
And we'll post some pictures to the page too. So if y'all are not following, go there and follow now. It's at Date Night with the Crafts. And take a look at the discussions, get involved in the discussions. Yeah, post pictures of you and your boo.
Yeah, we want to see that, because we love talking to people, and this is what this is about. Is about those conversations and those questions. We get them all the time offline, but go online and share some stuff too. We would love to hear from you. Yeah. Like I said again, we love talking to people about this subject. So engage us a little bit. We'll engage you, and have a little fun and make something happen, man.
So you ready to get into some debauchery tonight?
Debauchery like a motherfucker. Right here, motherfucker. No. Yeah, I know.
Well, we thank y'all for joining us. We'll be back next week with another episode. So stay tuned and, let us know what you're thinking. But we thank you for joining us, and y'all be good.
Y'all be good. Thank you so much.